All right, hey, before we get started on the last presentation of the class, I do want to say, first of all, if you hear any background noise, we have family from out of town coming in for my brother's graduation this week. And second of all, thank you for being such a cool professor. Like, um, when I was looking into this class, I didn't know how much I would actually enjoy it, but once the semester started, I really started to enjoy this class and I took a lot of things out of it. All right. So back to what it is. All right. So my presentation is over early coal mining, as you can tell. So for early coal mining, I did a little bit of extra research on the outside so I could understand these images a little bit more. So what I found out is uh, during the early periods of coal mining, there were many people fleeing their homes from poverty to go work in the coal mines to be able to help support their family a little bit better. And these are a couple images of the of act three of them are actual coal mining experiences. The fourth one down here in the corner. That was actually what I'm assuming was one of the ways that they transported the coal back and forth when before machinery came around. Sorry. Uh, this slide, I looked into it a little bit more. I was really interested, by the way, where being able to see where actual coal mines are in the United States, not just in Tennessee, not just in Texas or and so forth, all the other kind of stuff. Sorry. Um, but also knowing where the Appalachian Mountains are compared to the coal mines, and you can see a good majority of them are in the Appalachian Mountains. And the majority of it is in the east, while there are some bits here and there in the west. If we look down at the chart in the bottom left for coal mines, you can see that they started. Oh, someone was calling me. Um, they started to decrease over they do a little roller coaster motion, but they decreased, came back a bit, but then they started to overall decrease in the Appalachian Mountains tremendously by 2016. Now, coal mining jobs for everywhere else, it kind of went a steady pace up and then started to decline. Uh, but for the Appalachian Mountains, they were always fairly high, and then they took a tremendous downfall by 26 from 2012 to 2016. And also figuring out what we use coal for is also very interesting since a lot of everywhere in the world coal is being used in one fashion or another. There are different types of coal that I figured out. So anthracite coal, which has it, in my opinion, it has a dull, shiny color, or not color, appearance, where bituminous coal has a much shinier, it almost looks like someone poured water or dunked it underwater. That's the kind of shininess that it gives off. Now, subbituminous is a little bit more dull or very dull. And then I feel like I'm going to butcher the name on this one, but lignite coal, I think it's very dull and it has a brownish color while all the other ones have a black color to them. Now, to the different mining strategies. I know I mentioned this in the paper portion, but mm, hold on. But there are two main different types of mining methods. Okay, so underground mining methods where it's the shaft mine, slope mine, and drift mine. And comparing this image, sorry, I did not put the same images to the slide next to it, so we're gonna have to go back a little bit. So looking at this and then going back and looking at these, so the bottom left, or not left, bottom right, that looks like uh, a slope mine, where these other ones all kind of look like drift mines or even possible shaft mines, but it doesn't give enough context to show which was which. Now for surface mining, I did not add any pictures of those. I should have, but I did not. But the mountaintop mine, basically where you cut off the top of the mountain and mine into the ore deposits there. Contour mining, which I kind of took into consideration along with drift mine, where you cut a section out, all the surface ones, you cut a section out basically to the ore deposit and you just mine in from there. So contour mine, I kind of associated that with the drift mine, uh, also kind of along with uh, a high wall mine, also with a drift mine, and then the area mine, just digging up an entire area. And all of these methods, it's not good for the environment. We all know this. You basically disturb all these animal and vegetation habitats where it's homes to so many things, and you disturb it, you destroy it, and then you move it elsewhere. And you leave just this massive path of destruction. So, like the rock spoil, valley fill, it's just a place to go fill or like throw all of the stuff you mined. Same thing down here with the area mine or mountaintop mining. You just leave it there. Like so many men just leave all of the stuff there and not decide to do anything about it to try and help not rehome, but God, what is the word? Like, reevaluate the land to be able to like place it back so new stuff can form and new stuff can grow. I know that isn't the right word, but still, I'm still just going with it. Now, this slide is what happens with coal mining. So for the top left, air pollution. That's not originally from the mining itself, but it's the aftermath of the coal mining when we use the coal. The bottom left is like mining waste. So it can just, wait, hold on. It's mining pollution, I'm sorry. So like all the sediment just builds up. It seeps further into the ground, causing a lot of more issues than many think, or like many miners do think. The top right are mining accidents. You never know what's going to happen underground. So you always have to be very cautious. Even when you're cautious, accidents still happen, and it could cause people's lives to do so. The middle one is land subsidence, where you mine it. Well, this isn't like an image of the mining itself, but it was just an image to kind of help. Once you mine it, the land is there, but then it could be destroyed even more by erosion. Even though erosion is like a part of the environment's circle of life, it still causes damage every now and again. The bottom right is water pollution. So as we talked about in class, where the chemical components of coal and the mining can seep into the ground and into the groundwater and river water. And cause massive issues to water life. So, not only the vegetation, but the fish, the insects, all of those kinds of things will be also affected. And with this complex chemical compound liquid, I'm just using that term because it's not, it's like no longer just water, but it's a bunch of chemicals mixed in from the mining that can seep more into the ground, affect the vegetation even more, killing them off as well. Now, this last image is the image we're going to wrap up on, and it is like post mining. So, all the roads, all the little trails were the ones that the machinery used to get access to the mines. But this was after mining had been done for years, the vegetation started to grow back. And yes, to the very first question I asked in the paper portion of this project, where it's you have you ever driven by like a piece of land that doesn't look like it was natural, but it looks natural. This is what I kind of meant, but my wording was not the best, so it's better when you have an image for it. But yes, all the vegetation, all the animals, all of that kind of stuff will slowly come back to the land after it's disturbed. But it does take time, and why not go ahead and help start the process sooner by not refilling the areas, but refurbishing, helping helping replant vegetation or bringing animals in and so forth. But that is it.